absolutely. I can't remember which way Achieve and Wave went, but we'll see. We'll see. As we get ourselves into this game, and we are ready to find out who can get regional number 2 underway in the best way possible. And that is by taking a victory and putting yourself 3-0 in one of the toughest groups you could have got for this tournament.
Yeah, this is the group of death on paper, and with Rogue already dropping a series, I think it just makes it even worse because now it's anybody's to win. Oh wow, that's just a miss from FaZe early on. Rettles was ready for it. How has this happened? Illusions tried to fly off of this. Oh, he just ran out of boost. He didn't realize that he wasn't going to reach it with what little he had.
Huh, okay, well, maybe not the way to start this sort of series. There's even mistakes leading up to that one, and there'll be mistakes that they'll want to forget. As it is now lead for Space Station. Gyro booming clear.
Oh,
AJ actually has to try and collect it. Now he's going to try and turn it into a shooting chance. Looked like he was barely saving the play, and instead he created something almost out of nothing.
Yeah, I don't know how AJ managed to salvage that one. It was almost a clear for Space Station off Gyro's touch, but AJ got up so quickly, managed to send it into the backboard. The Space Station looks sharp. Here they come again. AJ's alone in defense, and Rettles has dunked on him. In comes Sypical, but he's not going to reach it before Illusion clears. I think Space Station have had a couple of early touches that are going to give them confidence in this matchup. There's another one, Arcel, with the impossible angle shot, and it's denied. Good positioning by Illusion on that one.
And it is now going to go to the other side of the field. Sypical forced to play it as the ball came down, so it makes it harder to clear, but they still managed to work together to get rid of it. Illusion waits for the ball to come down. He'll want to forget about what happened earlier on as AJ's bumped. It's getting him back into rotation slightly more difficult. And Gyro does end up missing it. Arsenal would like a little bit more boost. Isn't going to get it. AJ dancing his way out of the defense. Now the infield pass over to Gyro. What is left on this team? Up goes AJ. And the shot needed to be blocked, but still FaZe out on the offense. And it is going to fizzle away if they keep sending multiple players to it. And that is exactly what's going to happen.
Space Station really on form in this first game, and that's not been a consistent thing this season. It's often slow starters, but that's not happening right now, and it's bad news for FaZe. Now a great shot, Rettles in off the crossbar. You can't give him this much space, even if he's got no momentum. He's able to pick out the spot perfectly.
Really has to be questions asked at the moment. What is happening with the defensive rotation? The last goal, yes, it was a huge miss off the backboard, but it was caused by 3 players just being sat on the goal line. That one, 2 players sat on the goal line, nobody heading towards the shooter. And
yeah, no ball pressure.
Yeah, it's too easy at the moment for a team that usually thrives with space.
Space Station Gaming are off to a perfect start, and they can really just cement themselves as top 2 in this group with a win here, especially if it's a one-sided victory with Rogue already losing. And if they can win and win comfortably here, it might just put them completely out of reach because FaZe don't look all that great at the moment. That being said, we know that FaZe have got comeback potential. We know that this team is able to make mid-series adaptations. They're not just a one-trick pony. They're not a team that will just go in with one plan. Oh, they've got AJ. Wow. What a save! Rettles denies him. By putting the ball into his own crossbar, and that's a good touch by Rettles again. Look at that read, first of all, to collect the ball, and then to get a second touch on it as well. That's just brilliant defense by Rettles all around.
He was also turning himself into the target man downfield. Rettles so efficient at the moment. Sypical needs a little bit of help off that challenge, and it is going to come. Rettles set up. Only 1 player left. That is Gyro, but at the moment, FaZe are running out of time. That was their first major opportunity in a while. Another great touch from Rettles. Really dislodges where the defensive rotation wanted to go. AJ misses. Shot straight at Sypical. Anywhere else, and that was probably in. Minute and 20. FaZe still yet to get something on the board.
Yeah, still just nothing going for them. AJ had the best chance of the game, but it was saved by Rettles, who scored both goals for Space Station Gaming so far. He's just had an unbelievable game. And now he's setting up Arsenal for a shot, but that's easily saved by AJ. Not enough venom on it. Really, this is the form that Rettles has been missing recently, and with him playing as well as he is, Space Station look deadly. They look like they could make a run in this tournament if they can keep this up.
Gyro will end up missing it. Illusion off the backboard, wants a mistake from Sipical, who will scramble. Rattles comes in to help. Rattles has just been all over the pitch. Whenever he's been required, he has been in the correct position, getting the perfect touch. And Spacestation will want more of that from him for the rest of this series. If we are going to get ourselves any sort of exciting into this game, then we're going to need something very, very soon. Right now, with Sipical getting demos, Arsenal setting up, it doesn't look like it's going to happen here, Johnny. There has been mistakes on the side of FaZe, but even aside from those, as we get the 1-2-3, I don't know how that's been saved. Well played, AJ. But I think that reiterates my point even more here, Johnny. Spacestation look like they are here to play today.
You could tell very early on, it was crisp touches from Spacestation Gaming. Very precise first touches on the ball. They weren't giving it away. They weren't, getting awkwardly out of position like they have in the last few events where they've struggled more than we expect from them. This is, the absolute best Spacestation Gaming that we've seen all year. It's right back to what we've been waiting for them to resurface, because it's been a while, like the desk were saying pre-match. It's been a long time since they've been the dominant force in North America, or even in the conversation for being the top team in North America. But if they can play like this, if Rattles can keep playing like he just did in that game, they are going to be right back in the conversation. FaZe, they didn't defend all that well, but even if they did, I don't think it would have mattered. I think it was just a matter of time in this game before Spacestation found a way to get past them.
Yeah, absolutely so. And that is the performance that you do want to see out of them. I got to say, Johnny, obviously everyone was competent at the time, but I miss the Rattles Twitter. I want to see Rattles playing good again. I want that back. I want the trash talk back from him.
True.
And you're going to get it if this team starts playing at the level that they know they should. And for Spacestation, they've got to look into the next round, and they'll be thinking, if we get this, we're going to put ourselves in prime position for that 4-0, as Scuba Squad would be waiting in round number 5. And the reality that FaZe win this, then we have got an all-star matchup between them and Rogue. And honestly, that group could go anywhere from that point.
Yeah, Rogue are really hoping that Spacestation can pull through here, just so that they can put FaZe on another loss at the end of the day and finish ahead of them. And it might be headed that direction. This is good news for Rogue fans, good news for Spacestation Gaming fans. Well, actually great news for Spacestation Gaming fans. But let's see if they can produce exactly the same kind of performance that we just saw from them. Will they be able to consistently make these precise first touches? I think Spacestation's style, where they play for ball control, they play for the ground game a lot more than other top teams in the region, it does leave you open to mistakes a lot more often. It's a lot harder to go for a very precise and delicate touch on the ball to control it than it is to just boom it away and then follow up with speed. I think that's the more common play style in threes, because it's less risky, but Spacestation aren't afraid to try something difficult.
So a couple of updates as well, as AJ will take control of the ball, and now he's going to look to try and take on the entire team. Could end up running out a boost. But it is currently 1-0 for Rogue against Alpine in the other match in this group. And over on twitch.tv/UGC, Envy down by 1 against Xset.
Oh, wow.
And Xset, it's definitely a step up for them, but they've been making strides these past few months. Maybe that could be the statement win to really put them on the map.
Yeah, Xset, another team trying to get into the conversation, just getting into the mix, because pre-season they were touted as one of the up-and-coming teams, and they haven't really shown that. Now a chance for them to do so. And it's, it would be sweet to do that against Envy, against Turbo, who tweeted out, that he didn't really think this group was all that after going 3-0 yesterday. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the final result there.
Oh, infield pass, nobody around for it, and instead Rattles downfield yet again. We saw him here in the last game, does end up missing. Everyone's end up just whiffing the ball. Rattles would have expected better from himself. The infield from Sipical has got nobody available, as Arsenal was already trekking back.
I don't think he knew it was open. I don't know why it was an open net, to be honest, because really there's a long time for FaZe to position someone to counter the long shot to get in net basically. Now here's AJ. He's at the post. Gyro, unfortunately not able to move in on that because it's too risky, being the only man back in the midfield. I'm still so confused. I think Rattles would have scored that.
The benefit of the doubt. The goals just got smaller whilst he wasn't looking.
Oh, Rattles, if he knew that was open, I'm sure he would have scored it, but maybe it wasn't communicated to him in time. See, it looked like he was playing for a double touch off that near post wall instead of shooting into what was an open net.
Gyro forced to wait for the ball to come down. Sees that there's no immediate pressure, but pressure is always incoming in Rocket League. As AJ just tips it past one player. Now he needs a teammate. And nobody around. Despite the 1v2. Instead, he's forced to take it defensively. Booms it this time. This is turning into a game that feels like it's looking for a mistake. Oh my goodness, AJ, what a read.
What? That's disgusting.
There's no mechanical mistake that he's missed. He's just got to jump and hope that he's timed it correct.
Well, if nothing else, AJ is really getting the ball past Spacestation Gaming players with consistency. You'll notice every time that he has control, he's able to get past one, but Arsenal gets it past everybody. 1-0 Spacestation Gaming. FaZe unable to put up any kind of fight, and it is actually AJ's touch that's put it over the top of his teammate there. That's a wayward hit from AJ. Just as we're starting to sing his praises, he's got his team in a world of trouble. They're potentially going to go down 2 games here without scoring a goal.
And you've got to look at the quality of the goals that they've ended up conceding. As,
no way.
Oh, it's almost in. And nothing will fall at the moment. FaZe Clan will feel very hard done to by this. Maybe they can get themselves back into the game, though. That's over the top of Gyro. Lucian's touch puts it straight back up to Rattles. Maybe a little bit ill-conceived. As Arsenal takes the ball down. Back over to himself. AJ will get to it. And Typical. Will he get behind the goalkeeper? Still available if anyone wants to attack. And here comes Arsenal. He will attack. And he will score.
Yeah, that'll just about do it. FaZe are struggling to clear the ball. Gyro just pops it up more than anything. And then he left to go grab boost. Maybe he thought that his clear was a harder shooting angle than it was, but for a player like Arsenal, that is a tap-in. He's not going to miss from there. Spacestation up by 2 again. Defending from FaZe has been poor in both the games we've seen, but Spacestation haven't given them any chances, really. I think we've had a couple of moments from AJ, but other than that, Spacestation are better at the moment. Rattles tells he's missing. Oh, Lucian's in trouble here, actually, but looks like AJ's going to have his back. Running out of time here, Shogun. I don't think that they've got any chance of coming back here because the creativity's not there. AJ's not popping off enough. And Spacestation are just too consistent.
AJ and Lucian both going for the freestyles to finish this. But yeah, it is 4-0 now in terms of goals. And I think what must feel worse here for FaZe is that the quality of goals that they've conceded has actually been so much worse than the quality of the goals that they've actually ended up saving.
Yeah, that's true. It's a disappointing series for them because they have been involved in all the goals that they've conceded. There's been something that someone's done wrong. It's mostly been just bad clearing touches. They're trying to clear the ball. And they're actually just setting up Spacestation Gaming. So they've got to either get more power on their clears so that these hits aren't so easily attacked by SSG, or they've got to just stop giving the ball away in close quarters. You know, anything is better than what they're currently doing defensively.
And there's another issue here that I really have, which is that, you know, we've seen a few times here. Yes, AJ directly involved in one of the goals going against his team, but we also saw him a number of times getting multiple players beat over on Spacestation. Nobody around. There's nothing to lose here if you're on FaZe. You've got to follow him. You've got to look at AJ with the ball, going for these individual plays. You've got to back him up, because if you're not going to do that, what is the point of letting him have that play style?
Yeah, and you know, AJ's been compared to players like First Killer for Rogue. He's been compared to players like Monkey Moon for BDS. Other players who are able to step up and put on hard carry performances. You think Justin for NRG in the same category. But the difference right now is, like you say, there isn't any follow-up. And, you know, all those players that I just mentioned have got brilliant teammates who are able to follow up on the playmaking abilities that they've got. We need that from Lucian and Gyro right now more than ever.
Well, here comes Typical. You want to talk about confidence? Typical just dancing his way through. Gyro already up. We're still waiting for that first goal from FaZe. So Rattle's taking his time. A lot of time being given. Lucian will call his teammate off. Arsenal, next one to go in. just trying to take their own shots at the moment. Here comes Rettles. Almost managed to just dump it over the Typical. Arsenal's shot directly at AJ and Gyro, but they double committed for it. And somehow, I think Arsenal was muscled off the follow-up, but it's another miss on the goal line. FaZe are a catastrophe at the moment defensively as Rettles skims past the ball.
Yeah, Rettles probably should have had a shot on target there. It was a completely uncontested infield pass, but his line of attack just put him on the wrong side of the ball. That's a bit of a let-off. Spacestation could have easily been 1 goal ahead a couple of times there. But great boost starving by Spacestation Gaming. You know, FaZe looked awkward, but it's because all their corner boosts were being taken away. Even the small pads are being grabbed by SSG as well. Really difficult to defend against Spacestation when they play this brutal style. Just taking everything that you've got and bumping you as well. But yeah, we still want to see something creative from FaZe. We want to see some kind of connection in offense. Passes have not really been a part of this. That's better. That's brilliant from Illusion. That's what we've been waiting for, but he's hit the bar, and again, there's no follow-up.
12 minutes now, and we still wait for FaZe to get their goal. They've came so close so many times, yet nothing quite, just dropping into the net. Lucian does well to spot the danger, starts trekking back just in time. Gyro will have a little bit of time here to try and set himself up. Flicks past one, here comes Sipical, looks for the backboard. Has he got Arsenal? Sets it back down for Rettles. And the play just a little bit too fast for Rettles to get to it. As we now see it off the back, there's the chance! And somehow Rettles just jumps and hopes he gets a bit of contact on the ball. That's exactly what happened for him.
Yeah, good try there by both teams. I like the passing from SSG, and you know, the pressure there from FaZe was what's been missing for a lot of the previous plays that we've seen them coming forwards. They've really not had quick follow-ups to any loose ball that falls out into the middle. That time they did. They had AJ first on the scene for a shot, and again for the follow-up. If had it not been for Rettles, would have been a goal. And oh, look at this, Arsenal collects a beauty of an infield pass. Rettles has been MVP this series, and again he delivers.
That is such a difficult infield pass to deliver as well. Usually we see from that position, the infield is the first touch off the wall. He does that one as the second, hooks that car around, and somehow finds a way to get it over to his teammate. 5 goals to none. And now we have 2 minutes. Only for FaZe to get there first, but to just get themselves back into this game and back into this series.
Pressure's on. You can see that AJ especially is feeling the pressure. He feels like he needs to do more. He's, you know, he's the playmaker for this team, and they're not making any plays. So he's desperately trying to get first touches on the ball, take Spacestation Gaming players out of the game like he was doing in game number 2. But when Boost is at a premium, it's difficult to do that. And whenever you get the ball past one of these guys, there's a follow-up challenge. SSG's ball pressure is insane.
This is one of the first times AJ's managed to go for a play at 100 boost. And take it all the way. Tried to find top corner. I think they'll be a bit happy with that one. Much easier to recover when you've got a bit of boost spare after the play. That's over to Arsenal. A little bit high. And now Rettles and Sipical collide. Over to AJ. And finally, FaZe have got their goal.
Brilliant awareness by AJ. He doesn't rotate out. He sticks around. He knows that there might be a way that he can get a shot on target here. If not, maybe he can get a bump. That's just the Predator instinct kicking in. He knew something was about to go down, and he scored off a chance for the first time in the series for FaZe. They've got themselves a tie game. They've got themselves a way in the door. Can they step inside now and get this comeback rolling?
Up to the wall, AJ bounces out to Gyro. I wanted to just take a hot touch there, but didn't want Rettles to get an easy challenge. Arsenal still around, that threat of the infield always there for Spacestation. Here is AJ looking to create more, as Arsenal make sure that it is hooked around the back part of the post. 30 seconds. Finally, FaZe have their chance to take a game. There's the pass off the backboard. Gyro somehow gets it into a bit of a safer part of the field. But how much longer will this hold out? Spacestation setting themselves up, wave after wave of offense. Off the backboard, Rettles look for the awkward bounce. Did certainly get it, but nobody able to react. Sipical puts solution. He's made the mistake! And it was a forced one at that. Sipical destroys the defense.
Wow, Sipical with the plays. bringing the ball down. They're mixing up their offense, and it's hard to have all angles covered. That being said, Alucian should have beaten Typical to this. He just missed the ball. It was definitely a forced error. You know, Typical made it difficult for him. But Alucian, at this level, has to make that touch. And it's game over. Spacestation Gaming have swept them. FaZe had a howler in defense, but Spacestation Gaming are looking good today. They are on track to top the group.
And this means so much for FaZe as well, because they'll be desperate for a top 2 spot. They are well in the trenches at the moment between themselves, G2 Esports, and Kansas City Pioneers for those top 6 spots. You know, it was a position that looked a lot safer a couple of weeks back, but those two teams getting as far as they did in regional number 1 means that this has got all the more interesting for it. And this loss for FaZe certainly puts them under pressure, as they have got Rogue in the next round.
Yeah, they don't look great. And Rogue, they do usually get better with every day of these regional events. So, you know, they didn't look great yesterday. Now I think we're probably going to see a better version of Rogue. And then, who knows, maybe they'll be the best team in North America again come the final days of the tournament. Oh, no, what's happening?
2-0 up in the series. 1-0 up over on DFH in game 3.
You're joking.
So if you want something to go and check out when we go to a break soon, that is the one we recommend. Twitch.tv/UGC, as XSET look to cement themselves as a top team. Maybe not with a chance for top 6 this season, but you know, got to keep an eye out of them moving forward. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, we're going to march on with day number 1 of regional number 2.